Welcome to the Global Dialogue for Justice 2026, now in its 7th year. I am Dr. Merj Hemp, joining you from Finland, and it is my honor to welcome you. As a scholar, I believe that in the 21st century, our responsibility extends beyond research. It requires action, courage, and moral accountability. Through this journey across more than 18 countries, I have learned that justice must be lived, not only discussed, and that compassion must extend to both humans and animals. It is a profound honor to walk this path for the 7th year with my mentor and guide, Dr. Bayram Erzurumluoğlu, whose principled scholarship and moral courage continue to inspire our global community. Dr. Bayram, it's a pleasure and truly an honor to have you back as our professor here at the Global Dialogue for Justice, now on year 7. What an incredible journey. So please say hello to our viewers, our students, and members of the international community, especially those who have yet to learn what we do here in this forum. Dr. Bayram.
Hello, Merjina. Hello to your viewers. And we don't have any good news to give them as usual. Well, since we are dealing with autocratic regimes never allow you to give any good news to anyone unless they are down. That is the problem of the world, as we know. Whether it is in South America, North America, Europe, Asia, Africa, or Middle East, doesn't matter. Autocratic regimes never give their opponents a chance to have a good living, to give good news to anyone. Why? It is simply that they feed on injustice, they feed on lawlessness, they feed on oppression. That is why they cannot return to justice. They cannot be just rulers, because if they become just persons, and if their bureaucracy becomes just bureaucracy, justice system become a just system, they cannot rule no longer, because they cannot keep their corrupt regime, their corruption, their siphoning of public funds can no longer be possible. That is why they systematically, purposefully keep their unjust system, oppression, go on forever, so that their system of oppression never ends until they are down. That is why I don't have any good news to give our viewers. Just to give them last example, sorry for keeping them. There was a recent partial amnesty in Turkey. As usual, all murderers, all child molesters, all drug sellers, drug dealers, pedophiles, thieves, bribers, embezzlers were released into the public. But just to let you know, women, babies, pregnant mothers, teachers, academics, intellectuals are still in prison. In that case, how could I give our viewers good news?
It's truly unbelievable because we've been working on a global dialogue for justice. Now we are on our 7th year, and we started with these specific cases and issues that you have written, that you have reported with, from, like you said, there are no changes, or is there a path to resolution in some of these cases? For example, have we, like the enforced disappearance? We don't, as there are more happening like this, and then are people getting their jobs back, or anything at all that will give a little bit of hope to those people who might be losing hope, because we are now, so many years after the events on July 15th.
Well, Marjana, as freedom fighters, as human rights activists, as human rights fighters, we are not supposed to lose our hope. So we are always hopeful that one day we are going to win, as long as we fight. So fighters win. Okay, basically, that is why we don't lose hope. But I have no hope from the autocratic regimes. Turkey is one of them. Why? As I told you before, or as I always told or our audience, that autocratic regimes feed on injustice. They gain, they gather, they collect their power from the fright of people. Otherwise, there is no way they can go on their way of corrupt government. They steal public money. They make people poor. They actually distribute jobs, not according to people abilities, but according to loyalties of people to the corrupt regime. In that case, there is no way the autocratic regimes can return to justice, can return to normal way of government, normalcy. They cannot return to normalcy. We should not expect any improvement from these regimes as long as they are in power. So our only hope would be hopefully to bring them down by popular vote, or some sort of popular support. Even that is not easy, because these governments know that free media, or free thinking people, are the most dangerous threat to their authority. That is why they never allow free media, free journalists, independent journalists, or anything independent from their power, to do their job properly. That is why, if you check the number of journalists being imprisoned, or number of websites being shut down, or censored, this and that, you could easily see that those autocratic regimes are number one in terms of censorship, in terms of imprisonment of journalists, in terms of imprisonment of intellectuals, in terms of imprisonment of freedom of expression, freedom of speech, this and that. And since we are mainly concentrating on Turkey presently, there are many other autocratic countries in the world, obviously. We know that. But Turkey is one of the top prisoners of journalists, just to let you know. One of the top prisoners of intellectuals, one of the top censorship of social media, one of the top actually closures, shutterdowns of free media in Turkey. Just to let our audience know that 90 to 95% of all television channels, radio channels, newspapers are run by the government. Is it a surprise? No. Simply, what do? These regimes do. If a media is, let's say, try to be free, independent of the government, they send their tax of officials, they send their security officials, they even send sometimes mafia. Believe you me.